Well, hey everyone, it's Krista from the Twins Healing, Magic and Beyond, and welcome to another week of wild and wacky chit chats with the twins. As you can see, A, I'm not live, and B, I got no Kara here with me. And over the next few weeks, things are going to be a little different just because of busyness of life. And so stay tuned for some, who knows what will go on in the next 4 weeks of wild and wacky chit chats with the twins. Again, not making any of it significant. And today's might be a little bit shorter of a chit chat, but I'm just going to get started. And today I really wanted to talk about following that magical energy trail of where you want your life to be. And how you do that is just by simply getting a sense of the energy of what you want your life to be. And Gary Douglas is the founder of Access Consciousness. And one thing that he says is, if I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? So to even back that up, it's like if you could imagine your life in 5 years, where would you like to see yourself in 5 years from now? So just right now, take a couple minutes to just really get a vision of where you would like to see your life in 5 years from now. Would you be traveling? What kind of clothes would you be wearing? What kind of people would you hang out with? What will your vehicle be like? What will your home be like? What will you be doing for work? Will you still be at the same job? Are you in the process of creating something? What will that look like in 5 years? So get a sense of what that energy would look like or feel like or be like, and then just get a vision of that. And then it's all about putting your barriers down and saying to the universe, show me how I can get there. And then get out of your way, get out of your head, and let the universe show you how. And anytime you find yourself trying to figure it out, I ask that you drop your barriers. So what are your barriers? Well, they're these things like walls that we put up around ourselves. They're all our points of views, other people's points of views that we buy as ours, all of these beliefs that we have, the beliefs that we got from our parents, our family in general, our teachers, our friends, whoever it may be. We put these walls up around ourselves, and then we can't see anything else. So to begin with, we will start by asking our barriers to lower down to the ground. And you might have to force them down, but just for the moment, just for now, ask yourself to drop your barriers. And then I want you to imagine the space around your body, just outside your skin, in every part of your body. And then take those little molecules of energy, and you might want to close your eyes for this. And I want you to push those little molecules of energy out into the room that you're in, expanding yourself in every direction. And then I want you to push yourself beyond that into the town that you're in, and then to the province, to the country, and keep pushing beyond to the whole earth in every direction, out the front side of you, out the back side, up through the top of your head, down through your feet. Push yourself in every direction. And then go beyond that into the universe, and go 100,000 miles beyond that, and 100,000 miles beyond that, in every direction. And then when you don't think you can push any further, push yourself even further than that. This is what it feels like to be the infinite being you truly be, who has infinite choice and infinite possibility. And whatever it is that you truly want your life to be like, you can have that. You just have to stay out there with your barriers down, and then just follow the magical energy trail. So they may be really subtle signs that you start to see, and just ask yourself, if something shows up in your life, just ask, is this what I've been asking for showing up how I didn't expect? And maybe you might have to, step outside the box a little bit and choose something you've never chose before. That can feel a little scary. But here's the thing. It's like, really where you are in your life right now, if you're not happy with where you're at and you wish things could change but you don't know how, you're not gonna find any of that by doing the same things that you've always done over and over. I believe that's the definition of insanity, which is doing something over and over and over again and expecting a different result. So yet it might feel a little uncomfortable to do something different, you will get a different result. And that creates awareness. So you make a choice and you get awareness. And maybe that awareness is like, oh my God, that is not what I wanted to see happen. No big deal. Don't go into a wrongness about yourself. Just make a new choice. And you haven't lost anything. You've only gained so much information that is definitely something that you do not want. So what else can you choose? So right now I'm reading Salon de Femme. It's a book by Gary Douglas. He's the founder of Access Consciousness. And Access Consciousness is basically all these really fun, wild, and wacky tools that you can use. They're all free. There's tons of videos out there. And they're like verbal processes that you can use to change your life in any area of your life. So Gary's talking about choice in this one. And he says, choice is the source of all creation. That's why I am suggesting that you ask, if I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? You have been doing your life, but not being what creates your life. If you make a choice based on being the future, you open the door to every possibility that is available to you. Every choice you have never seen, every choice nobody has ever asked you to choose. And that's just the thing. We've never been shown how to choose for ourselves. We've always been given like 2 choices. So your family tries to get you to choose between this and that. They say you can have chocolate ice cream or vanilla. And you say, but I want strawberry. And they say, no, you can have chocolate or vanilla. And you say, but no, I want strawberry. And they say, but your choices are chocolate or vanilla. And so you finally say, well, okay, I'll have vanilla. Well, maybe I'll have a little bit of both. You create not choice as the only choice you have in this reality. So then the salon participant says, I have a problem with the word choice. I heard you all say that, but it's not registering in my head at all. It's as if you were speaking another language. Well, what is choice for you? Gary asks. To me, choice is a decision, either this or that, right? Like that's what we've been shown our whole lives. You can have this or you can have that. I do it to my kids all the time. I don't see beyond choice. This means you're not willing to truly choose. You are only willing to see what is possible before you choose. We need to know. We need to be like, I'm only going to choose this if I know what it's going to look like, which then again takes us to our brain and where we're like, well, I know if I choose this, this will happen. So I'm going to do it because it's comfortable, because it's what I know. And so we choose it again. And then we get the same results, and then we're disappointed, and on it goes. You're stuck in a right or wrong choice. What if there were no right or wrong choice, but just choice? So how is that a choice? The participant says. I hear you saying it as a singular thing. In my mind, it's a multiple thing. If you have multiple choices, you have to be willing to see which choice creates a future that works for you, which is why I ask, if I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? And the participant says, but what if I don't get an answer? This is something that I heard 5 years ago when I took my first bars class. The facilitator, Kate, said a question empowers and the answer disempowers. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? Like, isn't that the point of a question, is to get an answer? It won't be an answer. The purpose of a question is not to get an answer. The purpose of a question is awareness. Like, that blew my mind. I'm like, what? I've never thought of it that way. I've never heard of that, because we're always been shown that you ask a question, and then even like if someone asks you a question, you're supposed to give them an answer. Well, how do you know? And that person is like, well, that's what they said, so I guess. So you may have misidentified and misapplied that choice is about getting an answer. Ding, 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 ding. I did. If we have the point of view that we are supposed to ask a question to get an answer or to come to a conclusion, decision, or judgment, we are trying to create our life as a conclusionary reality. That's not the reality you want to live in. Hence the no conclusion universe. So everywhere you have created question and choice as answer, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Then the participant said, I just realized that we ask, what choice can we make? As though it is about doing it, when actually it's more like being the choice. And Gary says, yeah, that's the reason I said you have to look at this from a different place. You have to ask, what kind of thing do I want to create? If I choose this, what will my life be like in the next 5 years? So everything that you choose, ask yourself, if I choose this, what will my life be like in 5 years? If I decide to, spend this money that I had saved up for something else, and then this came along, if I decide I'm going to take this money and I'm going to spend this money on, say, this class or this trip, what will my life be like in 5 years? And if I don't, what will my life be like in 5 years? Even like choosing what you eat. The things you are always choosing what you eat. If I choose this, what will my life look like in 5 years? If I don't, what will my life look like in 5 years? You can take that with any area of your life and ask those two questions. It's genius. And it just really gets you thinking. 5 years in the future is too long for you to define it or make it concrete. You can only have the awareness of what it will be like. You cannot have the awareness of the conclusions you can come to, the limitations you can create, and so on. All you have is the awareness of what is actually possible. So that 5 years is lovely, because our brains can't figure out all the steps that we're going to need to take to get there in the meantime. But if we just have that idea of where we want to be in 5 years, we can start pulling energy from all over the universe. Universe, show me how. So remember when we were out in every direction in the universe? You can go there. You can drop your barriers. Anytime you're like confused and you're wondering if you're getting it right or if you're making the wrong choice, again, just push yourself out in every direction. Get the sense of that energy of where you'd like to see your life in 5 years from now, and then pull energy from all over the universe and ask the universe, show me how. I'm having this. Show me how. And then follow that magical energy trail to where you want your life to be. This is the place where you have to be willing to see there is a different possibility. I am trying to get you to choose different possibilities, because when you start to do this from the point of view of choice, question, and possibility, everything is about creating awareness, not about coming to conclusions. Unfortunately, so much of this reality is created around the idea of conclusions. How many of you out there are living in an all conclusion universe? Every choice that you make is based on the conclusions you come up with in your mind. What if you could stop trying to come up with these conclusions and just go with the flow and be like, universe, seriously, show me how, and then make a choice. And if that creates a result that you're not happy with, just make another choice. And here is something that I'm asking you to start saying, and I know I've said it in other videos, it's another access consciousness tool. I can't get it right and I can't get it wrong. I can't get it right and I can't get it wrong. I can't get it right and I can't get it wrong. And here's another verbal process. How many conclusions do you have about what choices you have? Like, really, how many conclusions do you have about what choices you have? What the purpose of choices and what the value of choices and what you're supposed to do with choice. And everything that is times a gazillion. I now destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. We're like so controlling of our lives. We think that we know what is best for us, and we think we know the way to get what we want by coming to conclusions. Well, sadly, it's not going to work if we try to figure it out, because how do you get somewhere you've never been before? How can your mind actually figure that out for you if it's never seen it before? So you have to trust. And I've heard this from a couple people now, and I love, love, love this saying is go for the low-hanging fruit. So see where you want your life to be in that 5 years, or you can do 10 or 20, whatever, you're comfortable with. And then be like, okay, universe, show me how. And then as these subtle signs show up, be like, okay, is this the next thing? What would happen if I choose this? What would happen if I don't? And what is the next lowest hanging fruit? And I know, like, for Kara and I, we've been really busy with creating a course and learning everything about the online world and being total rookies at it and learning like heaps and bounds by just choosing. And we've never done it before. So it's funny, like, we would be stressing about something and having to do anything like ClickFunnels, for instance. And it's like, I was stressed about it. And it's like, well, why am I even stressed about it? Because do I know that it's going to be hard? Have I ever done this before? No. So it's like, it's one of those barriers that it's my body responding and saying like, I've never done this before. I just want to be comfortable. So let's just stay here and let's not even make a choice. Let's not do anything because this feels normal. I'm comfortable here. I'm not putting myself out there. I'm not going to get it wrong because I'm not going to do it at all. And it feels better. Well, it doesn't, because I am ready to rip that Band-Aid off and just go for it. And like, I'd get to one point in the course creation and then something would come up that would seem too hard. So then I just take a couple days and, I wouldn't like stop or give up. It's like, okay, well, what's the next thing? I feel like I'm stuck here right now. And instead of just giving up and stopping and stomping on that little seed that's just about to sprout through the ground into some sort of creation, instead of doing that, which is what we tend to do a lot in our life, is we're like, it's too hard, I'm not doing this. No, instead I've been like, okay, what is the next lowest hanging fruit? What is the next thing that I can do to keep moving forward? And it doesn't have to be these crazy, like, extravagant things every day, like, we have to remember that we have to take time for ourselves too. And maybe your brain gets overloaded with information and it needs to, say, have a hot bath or take a day to just do something light and fun. Like, it's all about just listening to your body, following that magical energy trail, and not trying to get it right or wrong. And using these tools from Access Consciousness is life-changing. I'm telling you, if you just start implementing one of them that, any that you might have heard from Kara and I, if you just take one and start using it, just see the change it makes in your life and keep moving forward fearlessly. And that's what it's all about. So anything in your life that you want, I'm telling you, you can have. Just don't try to get your brain to figure out how that's going to be possible, because as soon as it does, you're going to stomp all over yourself and then you're going to give up. But instead, just get the sense of that energy of where you would like your life to be. Where do you want to see yourself? Say it's a relationship. Where do you want your relationship with such and such person to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be financially in 5 years? What kind of job do you want to be doing? Are you tired of your job? If you could do anything you wanted, what would that be? And get the sense of that, and then just start thinking about that every day. Get in a good place where you do drop your barriers and you do expand yourself out in every direction. And you say, I'm having this. I've got this one life to live in this body, in this time, and I'm not going to hold back anymore. I'm just going to go for it. So get the sense of that energy of where you want your life to be, and start pulling energy from all over the universe and demand that you're having that, and follow that magical energy trail. Pay attention to the subtle signs around you and just start making choices, and don't come to a conclusion of what's going to happen, what could happen if you make this choice. As soon as you find yourself coming to a conclusion, say, shut up, brain, and get the hell out of your way and just keep going. You can't get it right and you can't get it wrong. You can't get it right and you can't get it wrong. You can't get it right and you can't get it wrong. And this is how the magic works. Is just by taking some imperfect action and not being afraid to make mistakes, because you're not making a mistake. You're just getting an awareness from the choices that you're making, and you can choose again. And if you find that something you chose was like not the result you wanted, again, don't go into a wrongness of yourself over it. Just realize how much awareness you got from that choice. And now with that awareness, now what will you choose? Some food for thought. I'm going to cut her a little short here this week. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, please do share it with your friends or like it, and comment on it if anything comes up for you. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. And thanks for joining me in another week of Wild and Wacky Chit Chats with the Twins. And I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.